Hey, Blockheads, this is DJ AK the Amanda Knight, and I'm here to let you know that my so-called whatever podcast and No More Games Radio have joined forces. Listen to No More Games Radio on Sundays at 2 p.m. for your favorite episodes of my so-called whatever podcast, and maybe a live episode? Who knows? Tune in to my so-called whatever podcast for upcoming No More Games radio features and exclusive stories from our staff and DJs. And as always, follow us on social media at No More Games Radio and at my so-called whatever. Hang tough!
Friends forever, that's what we are. Through the thick and the thin, we're friendship stars. We're banger main buddies from the days of old. We laugh, cry, and hug, friendship solid gold. My so-called whatever started a year ago. We share our stories and your stories were told. 80s, 90s memories that give us glee. And on the block party shows and KOTB. Now our friendship circle has grown by far. Hashtag friends forever, that's what we all are. Boom! And if you don't know, now you know. My so-called whatever for life. Hashtag MSCW. Hashtag friends forever. Yeah. Yeah.
Courtney is with us. Courtney, what did you do today?
I went prom dress shopping with my daughter. She was asked to prom yesterday, and prom is on Saturday. So she skipped out of school early, and I left work early because I was like, we got to get this done. We went to one shop. There's a new boutique in town, and we went there because a lot of girls have been going to this place, and we found a dress at the first store. She tried on 6, and she found one she loved. So we're done. I know.
Gorgeous. It is gorgeous.
I haven't seen it yet. Hold on.
I don't think she would probably allow us to share it, but if she would, we could put something over her face because it is so pretty.
I am going in Slack right now.
I'll ask her on Saturday after I take some better photos.
Okay.
I told her, I said, I'm coming over to your dad's house to take pictures. And she just kind of looked at me. I was like, I'm sorry, but this is a big deal. You're going to prom.
Correct.
That is a big deal.
Correct.
So the boy who asked her, they're just friends. And he goes to a Christian school. So it's just going to be held at their school. And I think they're going to go to dinner beforehand. And so.
That's so nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so happy we found something. And the cost was reasonable too. I was afraid.
That's always good.
I was afraid going to like a boutique. It was going to be like $600.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So that's what we did today. And can we transition to something else?
Yes.
7 days, ladies, until the tour starts. 7
That's right.
days. We're a week away. I can't wait.
So Monday this comes out, and it will be the week of the mixtape tour starting. So this is amazing. I can't believe it's starting already. I cannot believe it. Are you going to the first show?
No. I'll meet up with Kelly and Jill in St. Louis for show number 4 on Saturday, the 14th. So I have 11 days until I.
That's
see
amazing. That's like right around the corner.
Less than 2 weeks.
And the Saturday after that is my individual in San Antonio.
Oh my God. By the way, I just found the picture of the dress. It's gorgeous.
I mean,
as Zachariah would say, it's
amazing.
Gorgina.
Who's Zachariah?
On TikTok. The Dunkin' Donuts guy.
Yes, I love him. The one that always tries out like things that he buys at like
Goodwill and yes.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. Like when I think about May 14th, I think that is the next Saturday that I work. And it's right around the corner.
Fitting. Yeah.
That's also
Yes.
Danny's birthday. So
Mhm.
Right.
So,
And then Jordan has a birthday.
Mhm.
So yes, individual in a couple weeks, and then I'm shipping up to Boston.
Oh my gosh. Yay. We're so excited. That'll be so fun.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Can't
I'm so
wait.
glad you got that ticket. It was meant to be.
Me too. Me
And
too.
you're like right behind us. We can be
I
like,
know.
Courtney.
That's awesome. We're going to have
Yeah.
so much fun.
You know what would
I'm
be
so
cool?
excited.
If
What's
like the
that?
person doesn't show up like next to us
I
and like it's
know.
empty and we'll just be like, Courtney, come up here.
Where are
But-
Michelle and Amy sitting? Are they? by
I
you
don't know.
guys too?
I think they're in the pit
Oh,
for this
okay.
one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're in the pit. Brooke and I opted not to do the pit because at first I was like, I can't do a pit again, even though we're doing it for Backstreet Boys outside. But I hope it rains. I'm just putting it out there, putting it into the universe.
I mean, I'd be okay if it didn't rain. I'd be okay if it was just like a nice, like coolish summer night.
Right.
I do
Yeah.
have to say though,
Hmm.
piggybacking off of last week's episode, today
Yes.
I got an
Oh,
Instagram
yes.
ad, and it was for this product that is for people with hyperhidrosis, which is what I
Oh.
have.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a loud truck. And
What the-
they make it for your face, for your
Hmm.
hands, for your feet, for your breast, for your butt, and for what was the other one? They have like a men's line too. But yeah, they offer it for every part of your body except your back. But I'm thinking I can put some of it like on my back, maybe try it. Definitely gonna do a trial run. Kevin said I should like take videos of like, because I've been trying a lot of different things lately, and
Mhm.
some of the things have just been like no good. But he told me I should do videos, and so I might do a video on this, and because it's like a lot of people in our age group are dealing with stuff like this,
Yeah.
like
So is
because
it
of
like-
menopause.
Is it like a cream or a?
It's a cream, yeah.
Okay.
So, and it's made specifically for your face, and like the reviews, I hope they're real. Because, and I looked at their Instagram, the only thing I had to say, and I texted this to Brooke because I didn't watch this particular Instagram reel before I bought it, is he ended up getting Botox in his hands.
Ooh.
And I'm like, why do you need to do that if your product is made specifically for your hands? And he said he was just doing it to see the difference between that and his product. But I'm like, I hope so. I hope that that's what you're doing, because I hope this works, because this will be a complete game changer for me, because it will give me confidence. Like it will make me feel better about going out. Like I don't need it for my hands per se. Like my hands aren't as bad as they used to be, but like it's mainly my face. I don't want my face to be sweaty. So
That's what I'm
Allison-
talking about right there.
Allison has it in her.
Get that. Could
The
you try
worst-
again?
who was that?
That's Siri.
Was that me? Yeah, that was me. What the hell?
So Allison gets it really bad in her hands and her feet.
So
Like really bad.
this
Like her
is-
hands will be soaking wet.
okay, so this
Aw.
is specifically for that. That's what it started off as,
Okay.
just for your hands, because the guy that like invented it, that's he has it in his hands. Like to the point, and I don't know if this was his or another thing I came across, like it's like droplets
Uh-huh.
of
That's what
sweat
she is. Uh-huh.
on the hands and the feet, or just on the hands for him, I believe. But then there was like a woman who had it on her feet,
Mhm.
and like it was like completely covered. I don't have it that bad, but I do have it bad, but it's all over my body. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Right.
um,
I have been getting TikTok ads for
Mhm.
that for weeks. But all the ads, all of them have been for the face.
Hmm.
Every single one. And it's always like the same girl. And she's like, I don't know, something about like sweat on the face and your makeup melts off.
Yeah.
And then I usually skip. I skip by it now, but I had thought I wanted to try it, and I just never have. So I'll be interested to hear what you think.
Yeah, now
So
you'll be
I
able
bought-
to try it.
I bought this product for Allison. It's been a long time ago now, and she used it for a while and she just stopped. I guess just because she forgot about it. It's called Gamer Goo.
Ooh,
And it's specifically for like your hands for people that play video games so that like the controllers don't slip out of your hands. And she said it worked.
Wow.
Yep.
that's a
cool.
valid thing too. I
Mhm.
remember when I used to play Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My hands get so sweaty when I play games. That's if I'm doing stuff, actually
Yeah.
my hands do sweat. Yeah, now that I think about it, like when I get like flustered,
Mhm.
it's my hands. You know what happened tonight is we went to this restaurant. It's like a hibachi restaurant.
Yeah.
And I was sweating on the back of my knees,
Oh yeah. I hate the back.
Like,
of
that
my
was the
knees.
only
That's
spot.
gross.
right on the back of my knees. And I'm like,
Mm.
what in the world?
Yeah,
There's, like,
that happens to
spots on
me.
my jeans. It's like embarrassing. So
I do get that sometimes. I feel like I haven't for a long time, but I used to. Like bad on the backs of my knees. What, Nikki? What are you doing?
oh, sorry. I thought there was a police officer.
At your house?
Yeah, I thought there were lights. It just drove by though. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're weird. You were like,
Sending it to you right. I'm gonna text you, both of you,
okay,
because you can get it on Amazon.
this will be my next try. Okay.
And it shows my last time I purchased it was March of 2019.
That's cool. It got good reviews, it looks like. So
Yeah. Mhm.
this stuff is called, I have a text message because it's called Carpe, like Carpe Diem, I think. The guy's name is Casper, I guess. We believe
friendly
in living
ghost.
your best sweat-free life. I will tell you what, if this works, I'm going to send this man. Like, seriously, this is like such a huge problem for me that
Yeah.
it prevents me from doing things that I love to do because I'm embarrassed about it. Now, I know like I wouldn't think twice of somebody who is sweating because I totally get it. But there are people
Right.
that are like, that's gross. That's so
Mhm.
gross.
There are people that
And
are like that.
but you know what?
I
Those
hope
same
they get
people,
it times 20.
they're just
those
assholes.
people. Yeah.
They're assholes. They'd be the same people that are like, oh my God, why is she wearing that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The same people that would be like, oh my gosh, that lipstick does not look good on her.
It's like, let
Like,
people
mind your
do
own.
themselves. Yeah,
Exactly.
I find myself, I have to admit, I've talked about this before on the podcast. My mom was very judgmental, like
Mhm.
of like stupid stuff. And I'll find myself saying something that I'm like, why on earth am I even, what do I even care? Like, this has nothing to do with me. But it's like ingrained in my head. Like I think it and then I'm like, why am I thinking that? Like, that, don't think that way. It's because my mom would always be like, what would they think? What would Nikki, if you wore that, what would people think? So
What would the people think?
yeah, I'm surprised she has said nothing about my nose ring. I'm really surprised because she has no filter.
Right.
And so she
Yeah.
can see, that I have it.
Right.
Because I see her looking at it, but I'm surprised that she's not said anything. Especially now that I have the hoop, because I don't know if I talked about this, but I had to put a hoop in because I have a super bad piercing bump, which I think is a keloid actually, and not a piercing bump, because it's growing. And the only thing that will keep it from stopping is I have to put aspirin on it every night. And it seems to go down a little bit every time I put aspirin on it, but I can't go one day without putting aspirin on it or it will continue to flare up. So I
Gosh.
took out the corkscrew because that's what I was watching TikTok. And this one woman was like, this is why I never pierce with a corkscrew, because so many of my clients, when I did corkscrew, were getting piercing bumps and keloids. So I was like, well, I've got a corkscrew in right now. Let me take it out. And when I took it out, it like ripped a little bit.
Ouch.
So
Ooh.
I'm just like, I want, like, I'm seriously contemplating taking it out, but I've waited so long for it. I don't want to take it out because I've wanted it for so long. But
Yeah.
so if you see a bump on my nose, it's fine.
Nobody's
It's
going to
just
notice a bump.
piercing
Nobody's
bump.
gonna see it.
So well, Bryn goes, "Oh my gosh, your nose okay?" The other day, I was like, "Thanks, Bryn. Thank you."
Yeah, but
Kevin's
that's
like,
what kids
"Why did you
do.
say that?"
Yeah.
But that's a kid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
No.
mean?
And I appreciate the honesty.
And you're
Because
her
I
mom
want-
too.
Right. I like try stuff on for her now because she gives me the legit
Advice.
advice. This guy in behind me, he's just too sweet and he just
That looks nice. I like that.
every time. I like that. That looks great. I'm like,
yes.
come on. Not everything looks great. Like
I don't have a full length mirror, which is weird that I don't. I don't know why I don't. I just don't. I haven't found one since we moved into this house that I like to put anywhere. And so I have to rely on the bathroom mirror, which the countertop is pretty low in the bathroom that
Yeah.
Sadie mostly uses.
Mhm.
So I can see the gist of everything. I just can't see like the full thing with the feet. But I have to rely on Pete. Like the other day I went in the living room and I was in a rush and I was like, "Can you see my poopa? Is it showing?" And he said, "No." And I said, "Are you sure?" And I stood to the side and I stood to the front. And I'm like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "No, you look nice." And then I went in the bath and it wasn't showing, but I didn't trust it.
I know. I have to take my full length mirror out of my bedroom because the lighting isn't good in there. And I put it out here by my pantry. And then I'm like, okay, because I
Yeah,
can
she
move
is.
it. I'm like, okay, fashion
Oh, there
show.
she goes.
You were frozen in time.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
You were frozen. I don't know what you said, but you were frozen like this.
Oh, I think it recorded on my end, but I was saying that I take my full length mirror and I put it on my pantry doors so I can look at
Oh.
myself.
Oh yeah, that's
in
perfect.
the lighting because the lighting in my room's not great. So
Yeah, your room is pretty dark from what I
Yeah.
remember.
yeah,
I haven't
it
been in
doesn't
there
get
for a
lot
while.
it doesn't get any direct sunlight. So
That would be why.
yeah, it's dark, and I have those little like twinkle lights over because I like those and I keep them on all the time. I'm like a teenager, like a teenage girl. The only thing that's missing are the LED lights on the ceiling, which I've actually contemplated getting, but I'm not going to.
Allison has LED lights on the ceiling.
So does Brennan Brody. But like when I go in to see Brent, I'm like, this looks nice. Like
Neat.
this is comfy. So I'm not gonna do it. I don't
We
think Kevin
have-
would like it.
Sadie has LED lights in here, but they're not working.
Oh no.
I was going to turn them on for ambiance. Maybe the remote needs a battery or something.
Let me tell you, the best ones to get are the Govee. It's Govee LED lights for anybody wondering. They're on Amazon. They are wonderful. We've bought multiple LED lights from Govee on Amazon.
I don't know what these ones are. They're from Amazon though.
Yeah,
I will link to it. I will link
Allison's
to
are
Yeah.
Amazon
will-
too, but I don't know what brand.
I'll link to the lights and I'll link to the sweat stuff
Okay.
for anybody who wants it.
Perfect.
So we have Courtney on
Hello.
and we have a special episode for you.
Yes, we do.
So
We've been talking
rambling
for
on.
like a half an hour.
I know.
So should we intro?
yeah, let's do it.
All right. This is Brooke.
This is Nikki.
And this is Courtney.
And this is my so-called whatever.
Hey.
Hello.
Welcome, Courtney.
Thanks, ladies.
Been a
We're so
long time
happy to have you.
coming.
This really was a long time coming. Thank you for being
Yes,
flexible.
thank you for being flexible. We
You're
really
so
appreciate
welcome.
it.
You're very welcome.
So we decided that, well, it was actually Courtney's idea, that there was this really cool documentary on Netflix called The Toys That Made Us. And Courtney had seen it first This was like last year, I think. That you
Gosh,
were
I don't
talking
even
about it.
remember when season 1 came out at this point.
Yeah. And so
It was a
been a
while
while.
ago.
yeah,
Yeah,
we had been
it's been a
talking
while.
about it, and Courtney's like, we should really do an episode on this. And I'm glad she did because it was so interesting. And I'm excited to watch the next season. So we watched the first 3 episodes, which were Star Wars,
4
Barbie, and then He-Man. And
He-Man and G.I. Joe. So there were
G.I. Joe.
4 episodes in the
That's
first
right.
season.
That's right.
Mhm. Yep.
So, so should we start with Star Wars? Because
That's how I watched it and took my notes.
yes.
I went in order.
Okay.
I went backwards. I also watched this when they so when this premiered back whenever it came out, Pete and I watched this. We were like so excited and we like watched it. So it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I had forgotten it mostly.
Mhm.
But I did recap it. I did not take notes because I don't take notes. So I will rely on your notes to keep us on track.
I mean, yeah, I recap, took notes, whatever you want to call it. But
Yeah.
I always take
I-
notes. So
No, Nikki always takes notes and I like rarely take notes.
yeah, we can
But-
start with Star Wars if you
Okay.
guys want.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So the first couple things that I wrote down were Star Wars is like the biggest seller in toy sales ever, $14 billion. Like, I can't even, like, that number, I just can't even imagine it.
No, and
It doesn't
nobody
even
wanted to
no, it
take
doesn't
it.
make sense.
Nobody wanted to do them.
No, they
They were
didn't.
just like, no.
Everybody was turning them away. Like,
Yeah.
no, we don't want to take on this toy for this movie that hasn't even come out yet. Like, what are you
Mhm.
talking about?
They were kicking themselves.
Yes, they
Kicking
were.
themselves.
So Kenner, a
Mhm.
tiny little toy company in Ohio, got the job.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I loved that.
I
I
love
too.
loved that.
that they were talking about how they did the like figures. So they like actually took it from another figure and then they'd
Mhm.
like Frankenstein it, you know what I mean? Like
Basically. Yeah.
and it was so funny that one of the guys used his sock for the Jawas. Am I saying that right?
Yes. Yes.
was-
Uh-huh.
And like that was like and it looked good. It was like perfect. So that was funny.
So it's funny when he was talking about that because I remember now I didn't have any of these toys,
I didn't either.
but my
No, I didn't
cousins
either.
did.
Let me ask Kevin. Kevin, did you have any of these Star Wars toys?
Yes.
Which toy could you come over and tell us which Star Wars toys you had?
You
Special
get
guest,
a boy's
Kevin.
perspective.
Yes, and they're probably still
Okay.
at my parents' house
Oh, really?
in pieces.
In pieces.
Yeah, they would have gotten broken from playing with them.
Oh yeah, him and his brother played with toys until they broke. Like
Yeah.
they were rough on their toys. But what did you
I'm
have?
pretty sure we had the Y-wing plane,
Mm-hmm.
and it would have been like a Luke Skywalker toy figure.
Did you have?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever get the Millennium
No,
Falcon?
No,
No?
no.
Oh no.
That was way out of.
That was not in their
Yeah.
price range.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I
That was not
feel
of the
like-
toy budget.
No, it was
Yeah.
not in the toy budget.
Yeah, and I feel like possibly I think we had the snow monster.
Oh,
from
really?
Empire Strikes Back. Yeah.
Oh, wow. You didn't have the AT-ATs?
No.
Those
Again,
were cool.
not in the budget.
Again, not in the budget, right? And you definitely, I know we're skipping ahead here, but you definitely didn't have the G.I. Joe landing.
Had no GI Joes.
But somebody you knew had that landing thing, didn't they?
Probably.
The big, like
Oh, like the aircraft carrier.
the aircraft carrier.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Okay. I thought you told me that. So,
Yeah.
all right. Thank you for your expertise. He's going back to work. So,
I
yes.
I remember my cousins had them and I didn't know what they were
Mhm.
when I was a kid playing with them. Like I didn't watch Star Wars. I was not a Star Wars kid and I'm not a Star Wars adult. I'm not I'm not knocking it. It's just not my thing. But I remember playing with them and oh my God, they had so many. And those little like things with the brown sock.
That
I
was.
remember playing with those. Yes. And they had like the brown like cloth.
Mhm.
Yes.
And when he said that, it like unlocked memory. Like I remember playing with those when I was little. And like I don't know, it's just crazy. The amount of toys that these boys, my cousins, had were insane. And I remember playing with, just to cap off my memory, the like it was like the big tree thing.
Oh my God. It's it was for the Ewoks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a big tree thing for the Ewoks. Which one was that? Was that Return of the Jedi?
Oh, I
Which
don't know.
which movie was the Ewoks?
I was right.
Return of the Jedi.
I was right.
Kevin
Pete
is
sometimes
a huge
quizzes me.
Star Wars fan.
So is Pete.
And Brody and Bryn. All of them love Star Wars. I'm okay with it. Like but I have not watched all of the movies.
I've watched the first 6, but when I say that, Pete's like, well, what's the first one? And I'm like, well, the first one came out in like 1977.
But that's actually episode 3
Yeah.
or 4.
That's episode 4.
Yeah.
It's 4.
And I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. The first 6 that came out in theaters, I've seen those, and I haven't seen anything else.
I have never seen the new ones, the 1, 2, and 3. I've never seen those. And I think I've seen 1 and 4 and 5. Actually, I've seen Return of the Jedi too. That was the third one, right? Return of the Jedi is the third one. Yes. Return of the Jedi. Kevin's like very disappointed in my Star Wars knowledge right now. I can hear it in his voice.
My husband will quiz me sometimes.
Yeah.
I have zero knowledge.
But the toys were cool.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
So the action figures premiered in the spring of 78, and they were making 22 million figures a year when they first came out.
What was crazy was the thing that they did because they weren't going to be ready for Christmas.
Oh, yes.
And they did it was like probably the first time, what do you call it? Like a
promo.
Yeah. Or like when a CD, you go and buy the CD or the game.
Like a pre-sale?
A pre-sale.
Like a pre-order.
Pre-order.
Yeah.
Pre-order.
And you basically got like an IOU. You got like
Yes.
it was like a flat thing, like a card.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You're going to be getting these action figures.
Mm-hmm.
I recently, this was probably within the past couple years, went to an antique store and they had a Star Wars case with tons of figures in it. They wanted like $450 or something crazy for it, but it was full of figures. I think I took a picture of it just because it was neat and they were in immaculate condition. Like,
I feel like that would be a really good deal.
It probably was. Like I said, they did not look played with. So
I sold all of Sadie's Paw Patrol figures and like toys in a yard sale for $400.
Wow.
One lady, I had them all out on the table and she had a lot. And this one lady, she's like, my grandson loves Paw Patrol. What would you take for the lot? And I said, I don't know. What do you want to offer me? She's like, $400. And I was like, sold. Done and done.
Allison, when she was really big into Lego, oh gosh, what the heck were they called? Like they came in a purple box.
Lego Friends.
Lego Friends, yes. She was really big into those for quite a while. And I did the same thing. I sold them all as a lot. She didn't want it anymore. Like she had put them all together. We had all the pieces. We disassembled. And I sold them as a lot to some lady who wanted them for her grandkids.
Perfect.
And I was like,
Legos?
She offered me something. And I was like, sold. Take it.
Legos retain their value.
Yes, they do.
And they actually, you can sell them for more than what you paid for them if they're older.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like we have so many Legos. I can't even tell you how many packages we have that are unopened because the kids would ask for them for Christmas and they would never, my kids never were like, it's not. Brody played with trains, like Thomas the Train. He was all about that.
Brody loved his trains
Oh my
so
God.
much. He knew all of them.
He would line them all up, and he would like put on a show, with this is Percy, and Percy goes like he would just like it was amazing. Bryn didn't do a lot of playing. Like I'm trying to think like if there was toys that she played with all the time, and I can't. Can you think of anything that Bryn played with that she was like? Yeah, the dolls. She played with her American dolls occasionally, but a lot of that stuff, some of the stuff is still in the package. And I told Bryn, same thing about Legos. American Girl retains their value. You can actually sell them for more. And I was like, Bryn, you're sitting on a freaking gold mine. Like you're sitting, like you sell this. But she doesn't want to sell it.
One day she may.
Yeah.
Yes. So the one thing I wanted to talk about with Star Wars was, oh no, I didn't. I already said it. So never mind.
Okay. That's all I pretty much had
Same.
written down for Star Wars. But I mean, just the amount of, every time a new character came out, they were making a new action figure. It's crazy.
It was
The Boba Fett thing was interesting.
Oh, the firing Boba Fett.
Yes.
I was like,
people go nuts for that like original one.
Yes.
Right. But like
20?
the original one never fired.
No.
Like they never released it to fire. And then like someone where along the line they made like the prototype. So now people have it, but like it wasn't the original. But even that they're like all about it.
A lot of money.
Yeah,
That's
those
crazy.
original ones, if you can find it, it said $20,000.
Holy shit.
Could you imagine going to a yard sale and coming across that shit?
No.
I would like
It's
to.
like somebody who didn't know what they had and the value of it, and they sold it to you for like $10.
I'd feel so guilty, but
I bet that it happens though.
I don't know if I
I'm
would
sure
take
it
it.
does.
I don't know if I could do it now that I know how much it's worth, but
Would you tell the people?
I think I would.
That's a very nice thing to do.
Well, I feel guilty, but if it was like a business selling it, I mean,
Different.
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Or like, yeah, it's different. But if it was like at a yard sale or something, like
If it was like a grandma,
right, I would be like,
and she was like, "This was my son's when he was a boy, and now the grandkids they just don't want to play with it, and they're not into it, so I'll sell it."
Barbie.
This is my favorite one.
Yeah.
I mean, naturally,
Mhm.
I didn't play with really any of these other toys,
Yep. Same.
but Barbie, I played the shit out of Barbie.
Me too.
I love that the guy that did this, like that Jack Ryan, he filed the nipples down on Barbie.
Yes.
And I love that like the doll is like based on this, but the doll was like a sex worker, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I think
That's
that on the thing they called her like a whore.
They called her a whore.
They did.
They
I
did.
was laughing watching this one.
I
Yeah,
know.
it was
laughing.
funny.
It was hilarious the way that
Mhm.
they just it was done really, really well. It was funny and informative and really, really interesting.
Mhm.
It
This is like
was
the history.
because the reason Ruth developed this doll was because girls in the 50s, all they had were the paper dolls. They didn't have any dolls that they could dress. Like they had the big baby dolls, but not something smaller.
Right.
You know?
That's why my
And that
grandmother
was-
was obsessed with Barbie. Like not obsessed because she didn't have Barbies or anything like that, but she was just like, this is the coolest toy ever. Like all I had was paper dolls. I remember her telling me that. All I had was paper dolls when I was little. I was like,
Mhm.
is it because you lived in the Depression? Like I didn't understand.
No, I remember not understanding like paper, like kids then playing with
Mhm.
paper dolls and thinking that was. I remember playing with paper dolls.
Me
I had
too.
paper dolls,
Me
I
too.
did too.
and they were like okay for a few minutes,
Right. They didn't
but
last.
then like, but that was the 80s, and like I had Barbie.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Barbie was
Yeah.
amazing.
Why use paper
Yeah.
when you can actually put a dress on or
Exactly.
a bathing suit?
Right. And you can go like work at the ice cream shop and then hop in your 57 Chevy
and then
and go
in
pick
your
up
pool.
Ken and Jordan and Donnie
Yeah. Exactly.
and then
Pile
go
them
back to
all
your
in.
townhouse and go up
Right.
in the
Yes.
elevator on the roof in the pool.
And the
Yeah.
pool I had, I was never allowed to fill it with real water. That pool never had water in it ever. I begged to like fill it up with water. No, it's gonna get all moldy. No, it's for
I
indoor
would
play only. So
I would fill mine with water and it always made a huge mess.
I mean,
Always.
but it was just water, though. It wasn't
Exactly.
water. It's
It was
wasn't
just
like you were
water.
putting soda in it. And,
Right.
like,
No, it
staining
wasn't
the
filling it with
carpet.
Kool-Aid and
Yes.
Captain Crunch.
I mean, for real, all you'd have to do is put a towel down. I'm surprised
Yes.
Nan never did that though. But I don't think she
Funny.
was worried about the dolls, I think, as well, getting like
Wet.
yeah. She was worried about that because I always wanted to
See-
take them in the bathtub, and that was a no-no as well.
See, my sister and I took our Barbies in the bathtub, like washed their hair and, gave them a bath. Like, it was plastic. It's going to dry.
One time, if my sister knew this, she'd be pissed. But I got a hand-me-down doll for my sister. She doesn't know I have it or had it, and I cut all her hair off. And then I took a permanent marker and I colored her hair blue. I got in so much trouble. Which
Yeah,
is like, really? Like,
Really?
Right.
Barbie.
It's just a toy.
right.
We gave
I
Barbie
gave
a
her a buzz
haircut.
cut.
Oh, no.
I was very, very strict with my Barbies. I had Barbies that I could take in the bath. And then I had Barbies that could never go in the bath. I accidentally hit the mute button with my hand. I was passionately talking. The Barbies that could go in the bath were the ones that were like made for water. They wore the swimsuit. They came with a swimsuit.
Okay.
And their hair didn't have it wasn't crunchy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some Barbies, like their hair comes up, like for instance, Barbie and the Rockers never would have gone in the bathtub.
No.
Yeah.
I think it was Pretty in Pink Barbie never would have gone in the bathtub. My mom didn't tell me what I could or couldn't do with them. It was all me. And I swore I was not going to be like that with Sadie and her Barbies. And she's taken her Barbies in the bath. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
They've
Same with
gone
Ren.
in the pool, the big pool. So anyway, I was really, really like that with my Barbies. And I also was very, very careful with all the little pieces.
Oh, yeah.
I was as well. I mean, I didn't have very many, but the ones that I did have, like I had Michael Jackson. Oh my God, you guys, it was so amazing.
What?
Oh yeah, I still have him. He has the glove and everything, and he has the red leather pants and the red leather pleather jacket.
Classic.
Is he in your office?
He is in my garage with my other dolls right now, but he has bendable, like it was a big deal because he could like dance because his legs were like multi-directional.
Yeah.
You can find him. You need to take a picture and put it on the website with this
I
episode.
will. I definitely will, because I actually bought one on eBay when I worked at the paper for a friend, Chris, that I worked with, that he loved Michael Jackson. And I told him about the doll that I had, and he was like, oh my gosh, I wanted that so bad and I never got it. And so I went on eBay and I got it for him and gave it to him for his birthday or something.
That's awesome.
But and I got him the same one that I had. His was new in box. And then after he died, after Michael Jackson died, those things were going for so much money.
I bet.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I was just like, I hope he doesn't sell it.
I don't have any Barbies anymore. My mom saved all of our Barbies from when we were little, and when Allison was born, she gave them to me. Allison was never into dolls.
Oh, really? What did she play with? Just the Legos?
Lego. And when she was little, she just wanted to be outside all of the time. Like she didn't have like a thing. Like I was into Barbies and Cabbage Patch dolls. I had my Cabbage Patch kids too, and she never really played with those either. She really liked playing with her little kitchen set when she was little, like pretending.
Bryn loved that too.
playing
Bryn's
in the
very much like your daughter because
And
she didn't
Allison,
really have a thing.
like art stuff. Like she liked to draw and all that kind of stuff. I mean, she still loves to do all that stuff. So,
Mhm.
but dolls, nah, she could have left. She just left them be for the most part.
Bryn has a Barbie townhouse that she
Oh,
played
did
with
she?
like maybe twice. And has the elevator, everything. It's got like the upper level with the pool, everything. Lights, sounds, everything.
I really wanted the dream house when I was little. Like I
I-
wanted it so bad.
I actually
never
got
got it.
one. It wasn't, I think it was a return. Like, I think I remember my mom saying it was a return. The elevator never worked properly. So I think that's why it was returned, because it was like missing parts. And when I woke up on Christmas, it was already put together. So I think they like put it together and like returned it, because my mom worked at a retail store. So I had it. It was cardboard, like pressed board.
Yes.
And it was 3 floors. And oh my God, I played with that so much. Like so much. I played with that all the time. But Bryn, nope, her and the fashionistas, like she had the Barbies that the heads popped off. You guys know about those?
Yeah, I wrote that down here on my notes. Fashionitas came out in 2016.
Mm-hmm. Oh, was it 2016? Then that wasn't when she
Okay.
She had these ones that
Maybe it wasn't. It's different.
You could interchange the head. And
I don't know what those are.
they didn't have the
I don't
plus
either.
size Barbies yet, but they had like the different looking Barbies. Like so it was, I thought they were fashionistas, but it must have been like right before fashionistas, because
It might have been like the pre.
yeah.
We have a lot of the fashionistas. I like the fashionistas because they have the best clothes, in my opinion. I love their outfits. And I like that they all look a little different. And so Sadie has all my old Barbies and a bunch of new ones. She doesn't really play with them that much. She goes through phases where she will and then she won't. I had the townhouse. I loved my townhouse. But Sadie got the Kidcraft, like Barbie house. And it's really cool because it has like lights and sounds and everything. She doesn't play with it that much, but it sits in her bedroom with the rest of her Barbie stuff.
So I wrote a couple other things down about Barbie. She's had 180 careers.
Wow.
In
That's insane.
the 50 years.
I still haven't
she's
seen a
been
web
around.
developer. Just putting it out there.
She is a busy lady.
Yeah.
She
The
is.
highest grossing doll of all time. And you were just talking about Brooke, how, Barbie and the Rockers, she wasn't one that was allowed in the tub. So they talked about the competition between Jem and Barbie and the Rockers. Do you remember this in the episode?
Yes.
So
yes.
Hasbro was going to come out with Jem, and Mattel was like, we have to beat them to the punch. So in 6 months, they rushed out Barbie and the Rockers to beat Hasbro with Jem, which I thought was really interesting.
So everybody thought they were first.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And I had Barbie and the Rockers. I did not have Jem.
Same. My mom
I
was
had
like,
both.
why would you want Jem? You can't interchange their clothing. I was like, I just really want her. Her earrings light up. Like, I love it.
So I had Barbie and the Rockers and I had Jem. And I loved Jem because the idea was cool. Like, first of all, she looked cool.
Yeah.
Her earrings lit up. She was huge.
I have Jem now.
Like, she was huge. She could wear Ken's shoes.
Yeah.
More importantly, Ken could wear her shoes.
Oh, hey.
It was like interchangeable. She had like these amazing gold pumps and Ken could wear them. And
was Ken like kind of walking like this though? Or like, did Jem have flat feet like Ken?
Jem had flat feet. I think. I think.
I have her next
I
door.
could be wrong. It has been it's been since like 1987, 88 since I played with her. Because I didn't play with Jem as long as I played with Barbie, but I do remember interchanging them sometimes. And Jem was always like, this is awful. I shouldn't say this. But when I'd play with them, like pretend play, Jem was always like the outcast.
Oh,
I know. That's mean? That's really, really mean. But she was different. And
yeah.
like, obviously that's not okay. But as a kid, like, or Jem would play like the mom. Like Jem, I never had her on the same playing field as Barbie.
Yeah. Did you guys have Skipper or any of Barbie's sisters or any of those? I didn't.
I did.
Oh, did you?
So Skipper went through some transformations.
Oh,
and
did she?
yes, I had a couple of different versions of Skipper.
Okay.
So the earlier Skipper that I got in like the mid 80s, the first Skipper I got, she was like, she looked younger than the next Skipper.
Oh, okay.
Like the first Skipper, I remember she was like totally flat chested.
I was gonna say she was like prepubescent, right?
But
Yes.
like they have like a one that her boobs grew.
That was weird.
I
That's
remember.
so weird.
That was weird.
That was definitely made by men.
It absolutely was. It was. They were
And the
like,
women
this is
were
a great
like,
idea.
No. Yeah. Like,
that's weird. It's like, Bill, don't be weird.
Right.
But then the next Skipper, like the next incarnation of Skipper, she had like little boobs.
Like training
and
bra ready.
Yeah, and she was maybe a little bit taller, and her face was different.
Okay.
But I did have a couple of like different types of Skippers, and they would all play together. And I would make the older, like the earlier Skipper was like the younger sister, and I'd rename them all.
My favorite Barbie growing up, a Pacific Islander, but I think
I remember Tropical Barbie.
Okay.
Did she have long dark hair?
Mhm.
And she was like had like darker features.
She was my
beautiful.
Favorite. I
loved her.
This is the prettiest thing I've ever seen. Like I thought
I loved
she was
her.
So pretty. And she like her hair is still pristine. It's still in great condition because she was like my favorite Barbie.
I always wanted a Barbie that looked like me because
I know.
they all in the 80s had blonde hair and blue eyes. I was like,
except for Teresa. You could get Teresa, but she didn't have red hair like you did.
Teresa.
Midge had like auburn hair.
Teresa had brown hair, right?
I think so. I remember Whitney. Whitney was my favorite.
Okay, I have to look up Teresa while you guys.
Whitney was my 100% favorite because she had brown hair and she was what I wanted to be.
I don't remember all of their names. I
need to look up this Whitney doll.
So Teresa Rivera is one of Barbie Roberts' best friends. Teresa is a Hispanic teenage girl who was introduced in 1988 with the California Dreams.
You need to share your screen and so I can see a picture.
Oh, okay. This is like a newer version of her because she did not look like this. I share my screen.
I don't
So
remember.
now I have to look up. I can look it up in this Barbie.
I remember her, the California Dreams Barbie. And yeah, her name was something, I want to say it began with a D.
Okay, right here. 1985. Nope, that's not the one.
Wait, up at the top, there was another picture. Right
That's
here,
Barbie.
in the middle.
Right here?
Nope. Next
Right there. Yep.
Yes, that one.
That's her.
Miko.
Yeah, beautiful. And I loved her bathing suit that it was like, I wanted a bathing suit like that because it was just one shoulder.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Look up Whitney. I think it was Style Magic Whitney.
Here it is.
She was
Look at her
awesome.
hair. It's
Oh,
amazing.
look at that hair. That's awesome.
I wanted her, and her skirt was a scrunchie.
What?
No.
Yes,
That's amazing.
it was the
That's
best. I
awesome.
loved her.
So I've gotten 2 Barbies since the podcast started. I got, oh crap, I just had Jewel Secrets Barbie,
Yes.
which I'll show you. I'll put a picture on the website too. So she has a dress, and I can remember, I think I told the story on the podcast, but like I feel like we went to a restaurant and her dress was actually also a purse, which
I
reminded me
remember
when
the
you
commercials.
when you said the scrunchie. And I think I left her at a restaurant and my parents wouldn't go back.
Oh.
Or when we did go back and it wasn't there. But yeah, I loved her. And so I have her now, and I loved her necklace. Her necklace I still have because like there was some things of her. I honestly think her dress too, I still have. But like I had her in another thing, but I had her in her bag. And because that's what I would take around with me when you know what I mean, to keep me occupied, because there were no
Right.
smartphones. So I got her, and then I got Peaches and Cream Barbie. I don't know if I ever told you guys that.
I loved
You
Peaches
told
and
me
Cream
that.
Barbie. Loved her. I did not ever have her.
She is pristine. She is new in box. This guy on Mercari, I bought, what did I buy from him? I think I bought the Jewel Secrets Barbie from him. And he said, are there any other Barbies that you're looking for? Because it was a really reasonable price, like $25 or something.
Oh.
And I said, you're probably not going to have her, but I've always wanted Peaches and Cream Barbie. He goes, I have one and new in box. I was like, are you serious?
Yes, please.
So I love that guy. He also got me, do I have the Saved by the Bell dolls? Was it the Saved by the Bell dolls or Blossom dolls? Some of these I'm going to actually get rid of because I don't need all of them. They were like splurge purchases, or what, not splurge, impulse buy.
Right.
So let me stop the share.
Peaches
But
and Cream.
yes, Peaches and Cream Barbie I have, and I love her, but I really want the glow in the dark one. Like that's the one I want in my collection, is the stars that glow in the dark. You know, her dress, like you turn off the light.
I know.
Yeah.
I had that one. I think I might still have the dress.
So,
But
yes.
real quick, while we're talking about old Barbies,
Mm-hmm.
I've been racking my brain trying to remember this, but I've never Googled it, and I just did. Do you remember Perfume Pretty Barbie?
I do. I remember like you saying that right now. Like I feel like I remember, but
okay. So Perfume Pretty Barbie and Perfume Pretty Whitney were like, if Barbie was going to prom, those were the dresses they were wearing. I loved them. And the perfume I thought smelled amazing. It came with like a cream perfume. It was like a little like a little locket type thing. And it had like a perfume. And I thought it smelled amazing. Thinking back, like it probably smelled god awful.
Probably, but her dress went from like dancing to like elegant.
Yes. Yes, it was like convertible.
Ruffled dress becomes a long gown.
It was, oh my God. She was beautiful. I loved her. She did not go in the bath.
Like ass.
It was like, I feel like it was like musky smelling. But anyway.
I'm looking at, I think we should do an entire episode on Barbie. Like there's so much more. There's so much we can talk about. I'm going to talk about Jake Ryan. Nope, not Jake Ryan, because I would love to talk about him, but not Jake Ryan.
Yeah.
But Jack Ryan was the one who made the prototype of the Barbie. Yes. Mm-hmm. And he and Ruth, what was her last name?
Handler.
Like they did not get along, like at all. And because she actually, Barbie was not her idea. Let's just be honest. She stole the idea from a sex worker doll. Like she literally took that doll and made a doll from it for little girls to play with. Except, like I said, they filed down the nipples of Barbie. I always wondered why Barbie didn't have nipples, but that would be weird though if Barbie had nipples, I guess.
It would be.
Yeah. It'd be like Ken having balls.
Well, when they made the prototype for Ken, they basically had to reshape that area too because people were like, there's too much of a bulge there.
That's a penis. That is a penis. I think it was funny how much they covered his sexual addiction.
Yeah.
Like they really highlighted that. Like he was
was a deep dive for them.
A player. And I love that they had his daughter on there because she was like, yeah, Ruth never gave him any credit. But I couldn't tell if like she liked her dad or I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
I think they had a strained relationship. Like that that definitely came through.
Yes.
But she was there, I think, representing her dad.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So that's all I have to say about Barbie, but I think we should do a whole episode on Barbies and like
agreed.
Go through all the Barbies of the 80s and talk about them.
Yeah.
So I'm putting that on the docket. Like I'm putting it on the calendar, and
I think we need to
do a Barbies episode.
For sure.
And if anybody has any Barbie stories they want to share, they can send them to us.
Yes. You need to send us your Barbie story. Send us the pictures of you and your Barbie collection. Because I know you probably have them. We all took pictures of. I have a doll, like I have a picture of all my Barbies on my bed. I gotta find it, and it says like class of 89 or 88 on it. And it has them all laid out on my bed.
That's awesome.
I gotta find that picture. So I think Michael's in it too. So yeah, the next couple ones, like I watched, but I didn't really get into them as much as I did like the Barbie one, obviously, because I played with Barbies a lot, and so did Brooke and so did Courtney. So
yes.
The one thing I was weirded out by is that the guy was talking about how he got the idea for Skeletor was because he got like terrified as a child because he was in a fun house and he smelt something really bad and it was a skeleton. And obviously it was like a real one.
Yes.
Yeah, that freaked me out.
I was like, yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. But they use skeletons on Poltergeist too. So, I guess that's what they did. I liked She-Ra for a short period of time. The only reason why I liked her was because my mom bought me a She-Ra, like it wasn't really like a Halloween costume. It was like a costume you could wear like every day to play.
Yep.
And I sent pictures to Brooke and Courtney of what it looked like. I had the green one, the green sword and the gold. Okay. And I believe it lit glue in the dark. Like I believe it glowed in the dark. And I remember, this is so sad, I wore this until I couldn't fit the She-Ra thing around my waist anymore.
The belt.
And
that's awesome.
It was like pulled to the last thing, and my mom's like, all right, yeah, I think until it was like, you know, because it was made for like really little kids. And I was wearing it for a long time. I used to love to dress up in it, especially the mask. I wish I had pictures of myself with that mask on.
I wish you did too.
I really wish I wish my mom had taken pictures because I loved that so much. And I really wasn't into She-Ra that much, but I was into the outfit. And my friend, Andy, that lived down the street, he had a He-Man one. And we would play She-Ra He-Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
right.
So I love She-Ra.
So I took a couple of notes about He-Man, obviously not as many as I took with Barbie, but so it started out with like a weightlifting type of idea, like this big, strong guy. And the backstory for He-Man came after the toy development started. Like they didn't really have a story for He-Man until they
Right.
started making these figures. They're like,
So
okay, we
cool.
have to like figure out a story. Like who's He-Man and what's he going to be and what's he going to do? And obviously we need a villain. And so like that's when Skeletor came into play and all that stuff. So I thought that was interesting that they started with toy development first and then made up the story. So,
Well, I watched He-Man with my brother. And he had all the characters and stuff, like all the action figures.
yeah.
And then when She-Ra came out, Princess of Power,
Yes.
You were like, I can get into this.
Yes,
This is it.
she had real hair, and I had her horse thing,
Mhm.
Swiftwind.
Oh, I don't
Yeah, something
remember.
like that.
Swiftwind, I
Oh.
think. And I had sheets. And her castle, I will never forget this with the sheets. Like her castle, the gold things on it looked like French fries.
God, that's funny.
My sheets always made me want McDonald's French fries.
That's funny.
I feel like I've seen those sheets.
So I have not had them for a very, very long time, but I feel like, did somebody send us a picture once of their She-Ra sheets?
Oh, that
Or
might be it. Yeah.
something.
I feel like I was in your room though. Like I feel like it
I
got
never
brought
would have
out
had them
for-
there.
But it was only,
Unless I had a
only, like,
pillowcase.
it was like the flat sheet or something, and we were using it for something. Like not for bedding, but like for something else.
Oh,
And it
okay.
was-
Yeah,
I can't remember.
I never had a twin bed in that house. So it wouldn't have been for bedding, but maybe just the sheet, because I'm sure my mom held on to the sheets for probably too long.
Mhm.
She doesn't have them now, but maybe. But they
I
look
feel like we were
French
doing like an
fries.
art project or something, and we used it to like put on the floor.
I do not remember that.
But that could, you know what? My memories, sometimes I don't know what's real and what's not because I dream so crazy now.
I do too.
Like it's really hard to determine when things aren't real because it's been like there's been a time where I was like, oh, Bryn, didn't you tell me about? And Bryn's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like,
Mom, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Mom, you're great.
Mhm. So,
So the last thing in this series for this first 4 episodes was G.I. Joe.
mhm.
He was the first action figure.
He's not a doll.
Nope.
Yes. That's what
He's
they
an
kept saying.
action
He
figure.
is not a doll. He's an action figure.
I never played with these.
Neither did I. No, I didn't
I
at
don't
all.
even think that my brother had many of them.
The one I forgot to say one thing about the She-Ra He-Man thing,
Oh yeah.
What
the movie.
Oh my
I never
god.
saw
Kevin
that.
loved that movie.
Did he?
That movie was
Kevin.
bad.
It was with Dolph Lundgren from what's his name?
Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren from Rocky, right? And like they didn't like him. Like the people that like did He-Man like didn't like him as that character. But like Courtney Cox was in it and like it was random.
I never saw that.
Yeah, Kevin has it on tape. And I think we actually have it on VHS. Like here, we have it.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
funny.
Mhm.
That was not a good movie.
Kevin loved it.
I mean, did he watch
Didn't
it when
you,
he was a
Kev?
kid?
Did you love that? Or he said it was a great movie, but very cheesy.
Yeah, well, yes. As it would be, of course.
I'm
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure
that was
it
all I had to
was.
say about that. Sorry, I just
Oh,
I,
okay.
no, it's
I
okay.
like didn't realize I had more notes, and I was like, oh,
But yeah, I didn't play with G.I. Joe. I never had any. So
The only thing, I don't remember much of G.I. Joe. I remember the G.I. Joe like cartoons.
mhm.
yeah.
And I remember I remember them back whenever they were out, but more recently, and not that recently, I loved when they, like the dubbed ones.
The dubbed ones.
Like
my
the
God, I know
dubbed
what you're
G.I. Joe
talking about.
cartoons. We're gonna put some on the website.
They are so funny. Yes.
They are my
I'll have to
favorite.
watch
Yes.
these.
Yes.
Courtney, I will text you
Okay.
Oh my
a couple.
God.
The best.
Okay.
The best. I never played with the toys. I didn't get into it.
Yeah,
I didn't even
no.
really like the cartoons before.
I hated the cartoon.
But these
I
dubbed
hated it.
ones, they were cheesy.
Oh
It's a
yeah.
strong word, but I did. I did.
But these dubbed ones are amazing.
Okay.
They're funny.
Yeah. You have
And
to
that's it.
send them to me. Yeah, that's all I had on them.
That's all I
But
got.
so there have now been 3 seasons of The Toys That Made Us. I really hope they do a 4th because they need to do Cabbage Patch Kids. Like,
Absolutely.
how can you not do Cabbage Patch? They haven't
I
done
feel
it
like they
yet.
will. Like it's got to be on deck somewhere.
It has to
I
be.
am a little disappointed that we did not go to Babyland General.
Oh, I know.
That's we were supposed to go there on our vacation, and
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy. Like it's like crazy. Like they like birth the baby from
Yeah.
the tree. Like,
Yeah.
have you seen it? Have you seen?
No, I've not.
Oh my God, I'm going to send you that YouTube video as well.
It's
Okay.
it's a little weird.
It's a little
Because
weird.
It used to be out of the tree. It used to be they came out of a
I'm sorry.
cabbage.
Well, is Mother Cabbage, I believe, is
Okay.
the tree.
Oh, okay.
And the
Mother
cabbages are in
cabbage.
front of the tree.
Okay.
So, and then they like pull them out of the cabbage. So, yeah.
But yeah, they need to do one on Cabbage Patch Kids because you guys could do a podcast episode just on Cabbage Patch Kids, just
my
like you
God,
could
for
do on
sure.
Barbies.
For sure.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, what were the other toys that made us?
So season
Episodes.
2 was Star Trek, Transformers, Lego, Hello Kitty.
Okay.
Season 3 was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, My Little Pony, and professional wrestling.
That's really boy oriented.
It is
A lot
very
of it
boy
is.
oriented.
My Little Pony was a great episode, though.
Oh, I'd
It
love to see
was.
that.
It was
I
a
have
really good
watched them
episode.
all now, but yeah.
You know who I haven't seen lately on TikTok is the Pony Room. She'd always come up on my feed. I wonder if she's still around. She has the most amazing collection
Oh, really?
of My Little Ponies,
Oh,
and she's so fun. Yep,
I
she's
didn't
still
have
around.
very many, but I loved them.
Let me show you.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's insane.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's enormous, and she goes live. Like she used to go live all the time, and I told her what pony I remembered because that was one thing I played with a lot was My Little Pony. I wasn't into horses, but I was into My Little Pony.
I'm tired,
well,
ladies.
Me
That
too.
was fun.
That
And-
was.
It's fun. And I'll talk to
Thank
you guys
you.
again in a couple of weeks.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
Jill
I'll
Kelly.
schedule you out for the Barbie episode that we'll
Okay.
be doing. And then I'm
we
gonna
need
do
some
lots of
Barbie
research.
stories.
Yes, we
Yeah,
need Barbie
we
stories
need-
from you guys. So
Yeah.
my so-called whatever at gmail.com. I know you guys are listening out there. I know there's people out there.
We know you're there.
Excuse me. You need to send us your stories. I mean it. I'm
And
waiting.
with the tour starting up,
Mm-hmm.
you guys, you're gonna have stories.
We just got a few good stories, which I'm excited about.
Oh,
But
nice.
we will take all the stories. And I know we haven't been doing stories lately, but we promise they're coming. We will. I kind of went a little crazy scheduling people, and I didn't think about, oh, maybe we need to space it out so we still do fan stories. So next time when I schedule people out, I'll schedule them out every other week. And so that way,
I thought about that at the time,
I'm sorry.
but I didn't say anything. I could have
Okay.
said something,
That's all right.
but I
was
didn't. I was just going with it.
I just loved that, we were getting our friends on and they had their topics, and I thought that
Right.
was
And
fun.
that's fun. It is fun.
So we have Michelle coming on
Yay.
next week to talk about meet and greets. So if you guys have a meet and greet story, We want to hear it. So send it to my so-called whatever at gmail.com. I also posted in the Facebook group, and it was funny because we've had this scheduled for weeks for Michelle to come. I mean, months,
Yeah.
I should say. And Adrian posted on Rat Tail, and she's like, we're doing a meet and greet episode. And I'm like, oh my God, Adrian, please don't think I'm copying you. But I mean, we're bound to like content overlap anyway.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Because I
totally.
mean, there's only so much you can talk about new kids, you know. But I just wanted like her people and her to know I totally wasn't copying it. So I messaged her and I'm like, hey, so I just want to let you know I'm totally not copying you, but I have had this episode planned and we were going to solicit stories about meet and greets, and you kind of did the same thing. So, and hers has like 100 comments or like 130 comments. It's crazy. What's going on with our Facebook group? You guys need to be more talkative. It's like silent in there. Like, hello, is anybody there?
I think people are just excited. They're gearing up for the tour. They're trying to plan and everything else. So I'm sure come next Tuesday, there's going to be people posting all over the place.
So make sure you go to YouTube, check out Rat Tail's video. It's this Saturday.
Yes.
They have something, it looks hilarious. So you guys have to go check it. I believe they come out at, I posted it. Let me
11
check.
a.m. Pacific. Is that right?
What was it?
11 a.m. Pacific.
I think that's correct. Yes, 11 a.m. Pacific. I highly recommend you going and checking Rat Tail out if you haven't already, because they are hilarious.
They are. They're fun.
And they're good people.
They
Yes.
are.
So go check them out and go check out that episode, and then send us your stories afterwards, because we'll have
Yes.
like it'll be a nice little like topic
Thing.
that we both
Yeah.
cover. So
It'll be fun.
Mhm.
yeah. So with that being said, I think we have another long episode here. That's okay.
Yes, we do.
We appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys as listeners. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We couldn't do this without you guys. And we'll be loving you forever.
Never.
Bye.
Bye.